Jalen, here, though, it's clear, hearing what Allen Iverson said to Stephen A., that he believes that he has a lot more to offer than do the league's GMs. Ultimately, what do you make of his decision?
At this point, right choice at the right time. And this is why. Ultimately, if he was to be picked up by a team right now, his star meter would be a lot bigger than his opportunity and even his production. And for a guy that's going into the Hall of Fame, as you mentioned, 6 all-time in scoring. Only 3 players have ever averaged 25 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals for their career. The other guys got a chance to go out on their own terms. And unfortunately for him, as you can tell, these aren't his own terms, and I'm very disappointed by that when you talk about NBA teams and GMs, especially when there are a lot of teams out there, last time I checked, that need scoring and could use help putting butts in the seats.
Certainly talent hungry. If this is it for him, I leave it to you. What is the legacy of Allen Iverson?
Oh, huge heart, big-time competitor, prolific scorer, back down to no one, could get to the basket and finish over the top, knock down mid-range shots, could shoot the 3, but also not only the numbers, but a cultural icon. Michael Jordan in the 90s, when you talk about his tongue wag, and then in 2000, you talk about Allen Iverson ushering the hip-hop generation to the NBA. Tattoos, cornrows. You didn't see that from an MVP in 2000. That was sort of taboo in the NBA. So for him to show up and still have that flair, that personality, and also be able to connect with different generations across the globe, ultimately, I think those are the things that come back to haunt you in the end when people want to kick you on the way down, kind of like I saw with Barry Bonds in baseball.
And again, you talk about all those numbers, perhaps the most impressive one, 6, shorter than 6 feet. You yourself, a very big guard. He was doing all of this at really a relatively pint-sized stature. I got to ask you before you go, is this the last we will see of the answer?
I think it is, but leave the door slightly open because injuries happen in the NBA. I think he will stay in shape, and stranger things have happened, but overall, I think this will be the end, and rightfully so. AI deserves to ride off in the sunset.
And thus it will end for Allen Iverson after 13-plus seasons in the NBA, as Jalen just mentioned, certainly a Hall of Fame career.